Junior Achievement is a nonprofit organization that teaches young people in kindergarten through high school the basic tenets of work readiness, entrepreneurism, and financial literacy. Our core purpose is to inspire and prepare young people to succeed in a global economy. The Acadiana Business Hall of Fame selects 3 laureates who are inducted into the Acadiana Business Hall of Fame. We also select a Business Person of the Year, a Rising Young Business Leader, Richard E. Baudouin Award recipient, which is kind of a friend of business, and we have added a Small Business of the Year and a Large Business of the Year. There is a selection process. We do have a committee that gets together. There are nominations from the community, and we look at, for the laureates, we look at visionary excellence, and for a lifetime achievement, we look for people who have helped to build the economic infrastructure of the Acadiana region.
Oh, it was amazing to me to realize that I was going to be inducted with some of the names that have been out there, like Herbert Abdallah, Herbert Hindman, those types of people, B.I. Moody, who are icons in Acadiana and in this area, have been business leaders for years and have made such an impact. I'm not really sure I deserved it, but I certainly was proud that they gave it to me, proud for me and my family, because not only did I do all of this, but my family sacrificed a great deal too as we built this business. I was working for a bank in Morgan City, at that time called First National, which later sold out to the Whitney. I just felt like I wanted to take my shot. I was 37 years of age. These guys approached me about starting a bank and trying to make it publicly traded over the next, few years, and I just felt like it was my chance to go see how good I was or what I was able to do. So I took my shot and started with nothing. Where we started was what we call in the hut. It was a very small building, most probably about 800 square feet. It wasn't very big, maybe 1,000 at the most. And today we have 35 locations. We cover just about all of South Louisiana, down in Houma, Thibodaux, Cutoff, up into Baton Rouge, Cross Lafayette, New Iberia, Opelousas, Breaux Bridge, over to Jennings, Lake Charles, Sulphur, and then we go into Texas, Vida, Beaumont, Houston, Conroe, College Station. So we cover a pretty wide area. It takes a while to get to all those places. I've driven them often, and it takes a while. I don't care if you want to talk about Henry Ford back when, or you want to talk about Bill Gates, or you want to talk about the latest kid in his garage right now, 16 years of age, inventing something. Junior achievement, the understanding of business and understanding how you do things is so critical, and critical to the future, because we're talking about my career, and I'm most probably on the back end of my career. I doubt that I have more to go than I've already done. But kids sitting across the street at the school we have across the street are just starting. So they will decide what the future will be. The best time in the world to start a business is when you're right out of school and you're used to living very poorly. And you're not married with 3 kids you got to support and whatever. And sometimes the most successful business has been started right out of college. People like Federal Express, and I mentioned Bill Gates or Apple Computer or whatever. Those guys, didn't need a lot of money to live, didn't have a lot of expenses. So, I would tell people, don't just say, hey, I'm gonna go get a job, because your job still depends upon that company being successful. You take just as much risk in getting a job as you do in starting your own business. So if you've got a great idea and you've got great ability, I would pursue it and I would take after it. But I would always remember too that you always have to make your company successful. You got to understand what is the next age coming and understand this. And sometimes what you think might be a stupid idea is something that really takes off. I think 3 things a person has to have. One's a very strong work ethic. You don't have that, you can't succeed working for somebody else or working for yourself. If you don't have a strong work ethic, if you're not willing to get up every morning and work very hard, like a football player, they're not very interested in somebody who ain't willing to work at it to be good. Second thing is you got to have unbelievable honesty. If anybody ever questions your integrity or your honesty, you're in deep trouble. And then the third thing is have a pretty good education. At least be able to learn things. It doesn't mean you have to graduate from Harvard with an MBA, but it does mean that you have a good understanding of the basics and that you can learn something and you can learn how to change. The world changes every day, and if you don't think it does, then you're going to get left behind.